And I was just losing it the whole night. I'm like, that's fine, because Elon made a joke at the end and he said, at least it did not go through. I laughed about it and I cried drinking my milk. Yo, what's up guys? You probably watched the Tesla Cybertruck unveiling by now. You're either confused, excited, you keep making all kind of faces just trying to get used to it. And honestly, I thought we were getting this truck, but Elon said, no, you're getting this. I said, but Elon, I like this one better. Elon was like, nah, you want this. The presentation was quite the performance. Elon got on stage looking all badass. He got a leather jacket, leather shoes, everything leather. Then Elon got on stage, started to talk about the history of trucks, how they were made previously, and how everything would change from today on. When the truck started to hit the stage, at first I was looking at it, trying to make sense out of it, trying to love it. At the same time, I couldn't. I'm like trying to take in as much information as possible. It's like holding a baby for the first time. You don't just love it right away. It takes like a second for you to take everything in. You're like, this little thing, I need to love it, right? You grow up with it and you start loving it more than anything else. So I feel like the truck, as the night went on, I started to like it more and more and more. And I have no doubt if this truck was actually on the street, everyone would actually focus on that truck and nothing else. Now yes, Tesla Model 3 and the Model X actually looks ridiculously good, but they're just another car. No one would actually say, whoa, look at that car. It's just more of like, it's another car. But if they see the Cybertruck on the road, either they will think that's a military car, or they would think that's a prototype car that costs over $200,000, or three, nobody knows what in the world they're looking at. It's just something they've never seen before. And I believe the Cybertruck might become the face of Tesla. Everyone who sees this car on the street would want to know more about it. They're like, what kind of car is it? How can I know more about this car? Eventually they will go into Tesla and they will get to find the Model S, the X if they want something normal, or they could go for the truck. The design of this car was intentional. One is to make it exoskeleton, where you could fit more people in the car, as you will see right now when Franz gets out of the car with his family. Now there's like 6 or 7 people inside this truck and it's very roomy. And the design just makes it look futuristic. I like to think of it as it's the past, how they thought the future of cars would look like today. I mean, the more I kept staring at the car, the more I just started to love. I mean, look at it now, especially the tires. Those tires are the Martian tires. They're not meant for Earth. This would do incredibly well in a mountain trail. And here, Elon is presenting the dimension of the product, which is actually not that long. It's just right, closer to an average truck. But if you look at it, it feels ginormous. One thing I noticed, the lighting on the event actually did a disservice to the car. If you look at the car right now, it doesn't look that polished. It looks very dim, very dull. Now, if you actually look at the photo where Franz and his team actually took a photo of the car, it's totally different. It's like 360-degree difference. It's the same car, but look how tremendously different it looks in this photo. It's well lit. It actually looks like a concept car in this photo. Again, it's the same car. I mean, just take a look at it. I wish that's how they present it on stage and not make it look, kind of dull. Now, eventually the cars would come in 3 colors. It would come in white, it would come in black, and it would also come in red. This is how the black one would actually look like. Elon actually confirmed they're gonna have a matte black for the Cybertruck, which I think looks incredibly well. What about this one, a white one? Would you prefer the white or the black one? And then you have the red one. I feel like because of the wheels of the car, the black one looks actually the best. Which color would you actually prefer if you could buy one? The truck is made of the same material as the Starship. Remember how one of the videos SpaceX employees started to hammer the Starship? Anyone remembers that? By this point, things started to heat up. Franz got on stage and they wanted to demonstrate how sturdy this car is. They had a standard car's door here and also the Cybertruck all the way on the right side. So they're gonna use a sledgehammer. Here's Franz taking his jacket off to show some of his muscles, and Elon's like, go for it. When he actually started to demonstrate how fragile a standard car can be, it's not actually that fragile, but you can still definitely see some dents. Then they started to come over to the Cybertruck and friends started to hammer it. I got a little bit worried because this is on stage and I was sweating. I was sweating because I'm a stockholder in Tesla and I did not want to lose my stock. By this time, I'm very amazed. One, the car is very sturdy, which tells me if you ever get on the road and you get into an accident, chances are your car is fine. Maybe not for the other car. And two, this could actually help Tesla. They don't have to worry about the car getting damaged and they get to collect their Tesla insurance. As for towing, the Cybertruck can tow up to 14,000 pounds. The F-150 can tow anywhere between 5,000 pounds to 8,000 pounds. And the Tesla, it could tow 14,000 pounds. People who buy trucks, they're trying to tow something that's incredibly heavy. Either they're doing some kind of freight delivery, or two, they're just trying to tow some of their materials. The night went on and they started to test the glass. They used a standard glass where they had a steel bowl. They dropped it from a small range and the window cracked. They tried the same thing with a Cybertruck. The same range, it did not crack. I was very impressed. Then they took it a little bit up notch and they dropped it from a higher range and the glass did not break. They did it all the way high and it still did not break. By now they got very carried away and they thought they could actually test it on the car, which France actually got on stage and he had the steel bowl and Elon told him, go ahead and hit it on the actual car's window. And I was just freaking out because I was thinking of my stock, how is it gonna react? And when I saw that glass crash, I just lost it, right? I'm like, there we go, $20 out of my pocket for every stock that I have. It didn't feel good. Then I thought, okay, at least they could try again. Maybe this time it could work. It did not work, okay? And I was just losing it the whole night. I'm like, that's fine, because Elon made a joke at the end and he said, at least it did not go through. I laughed about it and I cried drinking my milk. But don't let that actually discourage you because they actually tested the glass ahead of time on the actual truck before that night. And they tested 5 times on the same truck, the same window 5 times, and the glass did not actually shatter. And here's a proof where Elon actually posted on Twitter. Friends threw it on the car. We're talking about 5 times, right? And it did not crack. So it was unfortunate they tested on the stage where it cracked, but we know it's likely due to they tested 5 times, so the glass pretty much had some kind of micro break already in it. So by the time they put it on stage, it cracked. If you actually get the car, the glass should be as sturdy as any regular car, or it could be 2 or 3 times more sturdier than any other glass on the market. And here is by far the best part of the car. The inside looks like a spaceship. Look at the seat. It looks incredible. I mean, it matches the aesthetic of the whole car. Notice how there's an LED light instead of the standard light that you have on cars. And the dashboard looks like a kitchen countertop. Are you trying to make a meal? Or are you trying to drive? I'll make a part 2 of this video. If you like it so far, please hit the like button and subscribe so you can see the next video. And also, if you're a Tesla owner and you'd like to share your experience using a Tesla on this channel, go ahead and contact me using this email address. And if you're a Tesla Model 3 owner specifically, I'm giving away a full set of a floor mat that includes the front, the passenger, and the back seat only for Tesla Model 3 that are located in the United States if you're a guest in my show where you get to share your experience. Anyway, that's all for this video and I'll see you in the next video where we will continue with part